Hi guys, my name is Manjunath and in this video I'm going to teach you how you can get started with Next.js. Welcome to Next.js crash course. This is the Next.js website which you are seeing on the screen. You can go to nextjs.org in order to visit it, and the important link which we want is here it is, documentation. If just in case if this page is changed, you can go to navigation and you can click on talks, and it will show you how you can get started with using Next.js. Getting started with Next.js is very easy. You just need to get this particular command, and once you run this particular command, pretty much you are like able to start Next.js project. So without delay, let's just copy this particular thing and let's just go to one folder, and this is the project folder which I use for doing YouTube videos. So I have to open one terminal in this particular page. You can do this in any page, but I mean, you can do it in any folder. I like to do it in this folder, so I'll just open my terminal in this particular page. Just make sure Node.js is installed. Other than that, there is no much dependency for Next.js. Once you get this particular command, now you can run this particular command here. Just paste it, or you can also type npx create next tab at latest and click enter. It's going to ask what is your project named. I'll just name it as Next.js crash course, and we just have to wait for it to do all kind of magic it does in the behind the scene for creating us the project folder. Okay, that took a while to create. In mine it took about nearly 30 to 40 seconds. In yours it might take more than that or less than that, depending upon how powerful is your PC and your internet. So it created folder in this particular folder, and we just have to open it in Visual Studio Code. And opening it in Visual Studio Code is easy. There are so many methods, but the one which I like is right click and click on more, or if you're on Windows 10 it will directly come here. And if you have set it up Visual Studio Code properly with default setting, you will be able to see this particular thing, and you just have to click it and it will open the project folder for you. And okay, so this is the actually wrong way of opening the folder. Whenever you're opening it, you just have to click it, then you have to click on show more properties and open with code. Now it will open the project folder in proper method which we require it for running the Next.js project properly. So this is the project folder structure you are getting, and let's just run this particular project. Running it is also very easy. You just have to type npm run dev, and it will run, and it might open it automatically, or if it doesn't open, you just have to click on it and click open. Yeah, this is the default Next.js folder. And as always, let's just write hello world project. At the moment we don't know anything about this folder, but I'll teach you each and everything in this particular folder which is required. And just go to index.js and you can just remove pretty much everything inside this particular div. So just keep only this much, that is this much, and just type h1 hello world and save it. It automatically reloads, you don't have to do anything, and it will print hello world as it's shown on the screen. So that's it for this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and see you soon in next video. I know that you just want to get started with coding, but before that, let's just try to understand this particular project folder and what are all these files, and whether do we require all the files or do we require some files, just like how I edited index.js. So first folder in this particular project is .next folder. We are never going to touch this particular folder because this is created by Next.js whenever we run this particular command npm run dev. Whenever we run this particular command, it will create this particular folder and it will do all the necessary requirement which this particular file needs to be created. And another folder is node modules. We are never going to touch this particular folder also because it includes all the necessary files which is required for Next.js or any kind of Node.js project to run. And this is the pages folder, and we'll get to it a little bit later. And this is the public folder. Just see, this folder is the only folder which has direct access to the website. So whatever the image which you put in this particular folder, image or any kind of file, people can download it directly. That's all you want to know. So whenever you are going to put some kind of image, this is the folder where you have to put it in. Just create one new folder named images, and whatever the image which you have to put, you just have to put here, and you will be able to access it directly in the code. I'll just delete this particular folder, and that's all about public folder. Styles include all the CSS files which we require. Whatever the CSS we need to write, we can write in global.css. And we are going to delete this particular folder. We don't require it, so I'm not going to talk anything. This, just think of it as another CSS file, but we are going to use everything in global.css only. And all these dot files are not something which we need to focus, but still this file is the red .gitignore. This is one of the most important file whenever you are using Git. So just keep it like that only, don't delete it or anything like that. And whatever the Next.js configuration which we have to do, we can do it in this file. Most of the time you are not going to touch this particular file also, but just in case if you require some kind of configuration to be done, this folder is, this file is for you. Package.json, oh boy, this particular folder is one of the most important folder for any kind of Node.js project. This has written all kind of dependency that your project has, and it also has some of the necessary command which we ran a while ago, that npm run dev. This particular dev command came from this particular file actually, which runs next dev command, where we have to write here npm run dev. That time actually it runs next dev command. You can just see it here also. I'll just click on enter and it ran this particular command. And readme.md is also git related file, github related file, so let's not worry about it. Yarn block is also related to package.json, and there is something called as npm lock, I guess. That's also same thing if you're having it on your system. So that's all about the folder structure of this particular Next.js project. And before we get started with actual coding and building something nice in Next.js, or learning to build something nice in Next.js, we have to do necessary cleanup. Without doing all this kind of cleanup, we won't be able to get really good experience in Next.js. So before doing that particular cleanup, let's just open this folder which I didn't explain. This pages folder will include all the page which you are going to create. For example, there is home page, there is about page, there is services page, there is contact page. All these files can be created in this particular folder, and it will be displayed on the website. That is this website, it will display. So this is React component. If you ever learned React in your life, this is the exact same thing whatever was there in React. There is functional component here, and there is all kind of import in this particular file. But if you don't know about React, then also don't worry, I'm not going too deep in terms of Next.js concept. This is just basic crash course just for getting started in developing application website using Next.js. Let's just start with cleaning of all the files. and there is another file. This is also a file which we might not use. If we are using it, we'll just use it, no problem. I'll teach you everything if we are using this particular file. So let's just delete this particular API folder because we are not going to use it. And in app.js, there is global.css, which I said I won't be using it. So we are going to remove this particular code also. And just make sure underscore app.js is looking like this if something is changed in yours. And in index.js, we don't require style and image, and only this much is enough. I think we have to remove this particular thing also. Okay, that's enough. And in public folder, we don't have to delete anything. In style folder, let's just delete this particular thing, and in global.css, let's just remove everything, and let's just put one default style. This is not CSS tutorial, so I'm not going to explain much about it. Padding and margin 0, and box sizing border box. Okay, that's all we have to write. And if you just refresh it, okay, home.module is not found. Errors are part of programming, so don't get scared if some kind of something like this error pops up. We'll fix it. Error is coming because in index.js there is this particular CSS folder, line that says import styles from /styles/home.module.css, and this particular file we deleted a while back. So if we deleted that file, it shouldn't try to import it. So if we just save it, then the project works. And we just need to make sure in index.js, we have to import that particular CSS file, which is very easy. /styles/global.css. okay, module not found. Okay, so just remove everything in this particular file, and go to app.js and undo it, and we require this particular line. Sorry about it, but I think now everything is fine, and everything is working properly. Styles not defined. Yeah, takes time to set up Nextjs project properly, but once you set it up, it's fine. Okay, so let me just go through over whatever the thing which I have done. In app.js, we didn't edit anything. I have kept this particular line, and everything is looking fine. In index.js, I have removed everything, that is all the imports I have removed, and in div, I just return hello world. And in public folder, I didn't touch anything. In styles folder in global.css, I just added one styling here. You just have to copy paste it or just type it out. So that's all which has been changed in this particular project folder, and it's working fine. So that's it for this video, guys, and in next video we are going to get started with building the project. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video. Okay, so in last video we understood all the folder structure which we have created in Nextjs, and in this video we are going to create some of the pages, and let's just try to understand how does Nextjs actually works. And I want to create another page called as about, and we can travel to that particular page by typing about here. And at the moment it's telling this page could not be found because this page is not present in the project. So let's just go to pages folder, and in the pages folder right click a new file, we'll name it as about.js. and once we write this particular file, we need to create one component in this particular folder. And creating component is very easy in Next.js. You just type export default and function name, that is about, and whatever you written in this particular file is a component. Let's just return div with h1 which says about page, and if you save it, then done. You are able to see it in the website that about page is ready. And same way, let's just create another page. Copy pasting is also one of the lesson which you have to learn. You just have to right click and copy and just go to pages and paste it here. Once you paste it, it will type about copy, but we need to create it as contact page, so we'll just type contact, and instead of about here we have to change it to contact, and here also we have to change it as contact page. And once those changes are ready, we can also go to contact and it will open a contact page for us. And traveling using this particular /about/contact might be tough. So that's the good thing about Next.js. We don't have to travel like that. We can create something called as component, and component is same as this particular file, but we can embed it in some other page. That is, we can embed some kind of header and footer in this particular page, and we can make sure all the pages will get that particular file. So let's just go and create one folder here. We'll name it as components, and in this particular file let's just create a header.js, and in header folder again same, we have to create one component here, export default function, and we'll name this particular function as a header. Of course, whatever the name you have given here, that's the best practice to give it here also. And we can return here, let's just return one div with this header, and importing it in another page is very easy to do. We'll go to index.js and we can just type like this. Just see like how I am writing in the code. Just type header and it will show in the suggestion saying header. Okay, just click enter and it will automatically import. And make sure you close this particular tag and just try to understand here. This is something called as auto import. It might work directly or it might not work directly sometimes. If it is not working, just make sure you type this particular thing and you import it in this particular line, meaning just type import header from /component/header. If it is working directly and if it is importing it, then done, like no problem. But if it is not importing, just type it out. And if I just save it, it will type header. And once header is ready, just make sure in this particular page also it comes. Just type header again and done. But the thing is here, we have to go to again and again to same page in order to create this particular thing. That's actually not good idea in programming. So in next video, I'm going to teach you how you can set up layout using Next.js so that you don't have to again and again copy paste it. Now I have copy pasted it, but imagine having 10-20 folders and 10-20 files, and in every file you have to go and you have to create. See, in about page I didn't create, in contact page I have done, but imagine having 10-20 pages and every page you have to go and you have to add this particular line. That's not a good idea. So in next video we'll set up layouting using Next.js. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys, and see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hi guys, my name is Manjunath and welcome back to my channel. And in this video we are going to set up layout as promised in last video. So setting up layout is very easy in Next.js. You just have to create another component. Let's just name it as layout.js. And same as always, just type export default function and let's name it as layout. Of course, whatever the name which we have written here for component, we have to write it here. And once this particular thing is ready, just return it with some div. Just type div here. And I'm using some extension. You just have to type it again if in yours it's not coming. So this particular file will just include and we'll just create it as layout. But actually, if we see it, this particular file won't be used anywhere. We want to create one layout, and more than like explaining it how it's going to go and showing it, I'll just create it, then I'll just explain like how does it work. So you remove this particular file and don't keep anything here. And I'm using React feature now, so if you know React, you know obviously what I'm doing, but if you don't know, still it's fine, I'll explain it. So just create one curly braces here and type children, and whatever the thing you have written, that is children here, same thing we have to write it here. It's very simple. React is not tough. So once we have created this particular file, done. We are not going to touch it at the moment. It will work, whatever we have created. And let's just go to index.js and remove header from here. And again, same way we have to type here layout. It will auto import it. Don't think from where it is coming or like that, because we just have created it here. And once we created it, we are just importing it here, and we are going to wrap all the things which are there in home page inside this particular component, that is layout component. And you are looking at it correctly. We have written layout here, and inside that we have created h1 and we have written hello world. And if we come here and if we see in this particular page, that is localhost /3000, we'll just see hello world. There is no header or anything like that, but we can go here, that is layout, and we can import here that header. If we import header in this particular file, now see the magic. Here there is header, it's not coming. Okay, here we have to save it. Okay, now header is coming. It's very useful for us to put all kind of navigation stuff in this particular file. So that's why we can go to contact page and we are going to repeat same thing, and we'll remove this particular layout and let's just type it properly. Sometimes all these kind of things won't work, so you have to manually type it. And about page also, let's just type layout. Okay, so we have created this particular layout, and in all pages we can see it now. So now the thing is, we have set it up layout and everything is connected to that layout file. So no matter where you are going, maybe contact page, you can see header present. Even though we don't have any kind of header in this particular page, but this layout is there, right? It's actually getting the header from this particular file's header here. And now let's just try to add some styles, and let's just put navigation link in the top. we are going to use bootstrap in this particular project. So just go to Google and type bootstrap, and whatever the first website, that is getbootstrap.com, we are going to use it. And once website is open, we just have to scroll down little bit, and here it's written CSS only. We copy it and we go to VS Code, and just try to understand, if you are used to using bootstrap, you know we have to put it in head tag, and if you are seeing it properly, there is no head tag in this particular page. So best thing you can do is, you can put it somewhere here, but it's going to generate error because it doesn't have this particular thing and all. But anyways, once we pasted this particular thing, it might work, but that's actually not the best way of putting it. Best way of putting is to import something called as head. Don't type it in small letter, type it in capital letter, and it will import it from next/head. So just enter it, and let's create one proper tag if I can create it. Okay, this is the head tag, and just paste it over here. And once you have pasted it over here, this particular, just make sure import head from next/head is written also, if it is not auto imported. Once you have pasted this particular link in here, it's going to make sure bootstrap is present in all pages. Like in this particular page, bootstrap is present, and once bootstrap is present, we can use it. In order to use bootstrap, we have to copy paste certain things. So let's just go to docs and just copy paste one simple nav bar, and we have to find simple nav bar. Finding simple navbar is also one of the tasks. Okay, this navbar looks fine. Just navigate to Bootstrap website exactly like how I did, and you should be good to go. And in header page, let's just paste it. And once we have pasted it, it's going to display one navigation here. So now we have to go here and we'll just do some styling. Next.js project. Okay, you can name whatever the project name you want to type, and home, about, and contact. 3 pages we are having here, and let's just remove this particular thing. I'll be putting the link to GitHub in this particular description, so you can like copy paste from there also. Teaching Bootstrap is not intention here, just getting you get started with Next.js is. So home, about, and contact. Now the most important thing, that is how do you actually navigate. If you think that if we just type here href, and if we type slash here, and in here if we type slash about, and in here if we type contact, that's going to be enough and we can work with it. Yeah, that's fine, it works. It will go to about page, and it will go to contact page, and again if we go to, it will go to home page. But just see here, when we click on about, you can see one loading icon in here. That means page is getting refreshed. When we are using something like Next.js or React, we need to make sure page doesn't refresh, because that's the whole point of using this particular framework. So in order to make sure that page is not being refreshed, we have to use something called as a Next.js link. So using Next.js link is easy. Just cut it, don't delete it, just cut it and type link. As always, it will give us the suggestion. If it is not giving the suggestion, just type it after you just write it. Okay, and in here import link from next/link is written, and paste whatever you have cutted it, and you just have to move this particular href to here. Okay, same thing, let's just copy paste it, entire li I am going to copy paste again, and in this particular file we are going to create about, and it will go to about. Sorry, I think I have done mistake. This href should go to the newly tag which we have created, that's link. And let me just put it in link tag. And same goes here also. Href should be gone to here. And let's just change it to contact page / contact and save it. Once you have saved it, now just see, it magically goes to another page, and you can't see any kind of refresh in this particular thing. That is, in here you won't see any kind of reloading icon. So page is so faster, and that's the main benefit of using Next.js or anything. And this is very simple project. Whatever the existing HTML CSS project you have, you can convert it into Next.js easily by following this particular tutorial. That's it for this video, guys. In next video we are going to deploy this particular project at actual web server. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video. Bye bye. Okay, so if you have reached till here, that means congratulations, you have you have gotten started with Next.js. And now we are in the end of this particular crash course. Now we have to deploy and release this particular project to the website. So in order to do that, we need to create one Git repository. If you don't know anything about Git or GitHub or anything like that, please don't worry about it. I'll just go through step-by-step process so you'll be able to understand it. Just go to github.com/new, and you might have to log in if you're not already logged in, like me. And now you have to create one repository name. Name it whatever the name you want to give. I'll just type it as Next.js crash course. And once I have created this particular name, you can either keep it as public or even you can keep it as private. I'll keep it as public so that you guys can access it. And once you have created, just click on create repository. Once you have created it, you will be given with some of the codes here. Just copy this particular thing, and also just make sure you have installed git bash by going to git bash, and just download it and install it. Is same as installing other things. You might already have it in your system, so not a problem for most people. And once you have it installed, just copy it. And now we are going to use everything in VS Code only. So in third icon in VS Code, this is for Git, and Next.js already initialized the Git project. And if it is not initializing, you will see one initialize project icon here, and just click on it and you will get same this thing. And I'll just type here project setup, and whatever the message you want to give here, you can give it, and click on commit here, and it will ask there is nothing to, and just click yes, and it will create it. And I have stopped the dev server here, and paste whatever the thing which you have copied, and just type enter. And now it will push everything to the public branch here, and if you refresh it, you will be able to see whatever we have coded, it's in this particular page. And now we have to release this particular project in website. So in order to release it, we need to use a tool called as Netlify. Netlify is very good tool, and you just have to go to Netlify actual page, and here you can, same as always, you have to log in if you are not already logged in. And once you are logged in, you can click add new site and import from existing repository. And here you can find all the providers which Netlify supports it, and we are using GitHub, so just click on it. It will ask for some permission. You just have to click yes, I agree, I give access, and here we can click on give all repositories or give access to selected repository. I'll just give it to selected repository, and here is Next.js crash course repository which we have just created now, and click on install. Once we have clicked on install, it will ask for the password. Okay, type whatever the password you have typed and confirm, and done. That's all. Like, it will give you this thing, and just click on this particular file, and it will automatically identify that this is Next.js site, and it will set all the required things properly. If it is not detected, then you have to type manually these things, and I'll just click on deploy site. And once I click on deploy site, it will automatically create it, and whatever the site it has created, it will give some random names here, which you can of course change it by going to settings, and it's now deploying it. Okay, so your site is deployed, and once it's deployed, we can go to this particular link. It has already created one link for us. If you click it, you can see the website which you have created. Everything is working, and if you already have created proper website, you would have been able to release Netlify, release your Next.js project in Netlify. So that's it for this video series, guys, and this was basic crash course for Next.js. If you like this kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you are reached till here, you have to like the video. That's it for this video, and see you in next video. Bye bye.